Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Pembroke. I'm Pembroke Town Manager Bill Chenard. We have several items to talk about this week. I'm going to start by recapping some of the meetings. I think we had some important meetings that could use a little bit of a recap. So first, I'm going to start with last week's Select Board meeting. I'm going to focus on the town meeting warrant a little bit. Our fall town meeting is scheduled for October 24th. I want to talk about the process. The board voted to move forward 5 warrant articles that have been submitted. Process is the advisory committee is going to start their discussions about the warrant on September 7th. The select board will start their discussions about the warrant on September 13th. And obviously, in that same time frame, this community preservation committee, because we have a community preservation article on the warrant, we'll be talking about that article. As we move forward, I would encourage everyone to follow that process. They'll be reviewing in detail every warrant article. I'm not going to review them today. We're going to do a special program for you with PAC TV, and I want to thank them for that. I would encourage everybody to tune into that program because it's going to be some super detail about the individual warrant articles. So I also want to point out that the select board and the school committee held a joint meeting to fill a vacancy on the school committee. Our bylaws require them to, every time there's a vacancy on the school committee, to hold a joint meeting. They interviewed 4 candidates. I attended. Wow, I was incredibly impressed by all 4 candidates. We are so fortunate as a community to have qualified people step forward and volunteer for that. So many communities in the Commonwealth are struggling to get volunteers to fill roles in their committee. So we are super lucky. The committee selected Patrick Chilcott to fill the 8th month vacancy, which will go forward at the May election to re-elect a candidate. Super pleased overall with the process. Pleased that we had the candidates, and obviously congratulations to Patrick Chilcott. Patrick has a pretty impressive resume and has served previously 15 years on the school committee. So that will, help to fill that void without a skip. It'll move forward without any issues. The Vocational Technical School Study Committee met. Discuss the process, discuss the importance of gathering the data so that the residents of Pembroke can understand what that means, what the timeline is, what the cost is. And they voted to move forward with gathering that data. More to come on that as we further that process. So upcoming meetings this week, the Public Safety Building Committee will be meeting on Thursday the 24th at 6 p.m. at Pembroke Town Hall. They're going to be discussing OPM, Owner's Project Manager. I use those acronyms and not understanding that most people don't use those acronyms on a daily basis. So Owner's Project Manager hiring process, Mass General Law, Chapter 149 requires that for a building of this size that you have an Owner's Project Manager. We're also going to discuss the negotiation with the architect for the architectural fees. We've had an architect on board. We just need to now move forward with that process. So the Recreation and Sustainability Committee will be meeting also at Thursday, the 24th at 6 o'clock at the Pembroke Public Library. And then before we meet again for this program, the Planning Board will be meeting on August 28th at 7 p.m. at Pembroke Town Hall in the Veterans Hall. So also want to shift gears a little bit and talk about school. School starts next week. Believe it or not, we're there. Exciting time of year. Fall sports teams actually started practice at the end of the week last week. I just want to talk briefly about safety with the teams out there practicing with school starting. And there are going to be buses on the roads. There are going to be students walking to and from school. So take your time, take a breath, make sure that you watch for that so that we don't have any accidents. We don't want any accidents in Pembroke. It is an exciting time of year for both the parents and the students, not just elementary and high school students, but for students going to college, some for the first time. So it can be a very, very stressful time for some. So also want to encourage everyone, again, take a breath. Avoid that stress as much as you can. Many of us have been there. We understand. So breathe, relax, and enjoy it. Study hard at school. It'll be great. Want to shift gears again and talk about the Route 36 project. That's Center Street. Going to be some interruptions this week. The poles have to be moved. Comcast will be moving some lines from the old poles to the new poles. That's going to start on Thursday, Thursday the 24th. As a result of that, there will be some interruptions for TV service and internet service, perhaps even with Town Hall. We at Town Hall do use that, the same service. So bear with us. It will, hopefully only be slight interruptions for a limited period of time during the day. So that's it for this week. I will see you again next week. And thank you for tuning in to This Week in Pembroke.